A number of years ago, after skiing for most of my life and skiing reasonably well, I decided I would take up snowboarding. So I rented a snowboard and went out on the hill, and after falling down 3 times, I packed up the snowboard and took it back to the rental shop. Why is that? Well, 1, I didn't want to get hurt, but 2, I had lost my instinctual optimism. I didn't believe that if I stayed on that snowboard, I would ever be any good on it. Let me tell you about how children face years and years of developmental challenges with a smile on their faces. Because our children are not salmon or snakes. They're not born with enough instinct to survive. They're not bear cubs or orangutans that require a year or 2 with a mother or family group. Our children nowadays sometimes take 30 years to grow up. And we see that in our society as something to smile or laugh at. But the reality is, it takes children 10, 15 years before they learn enough to venture out into the world on their own. How do they do it? How do they keep going with so many challenges facing them, whether it's today or 300 or 400 years ago? I'll tell you how they do it. Instinctual optimism and intrinsic motivation. Instinctual optimism is exactly as it sounds. Children believe that whatever they set out to do, they will succeed at. 2-year-olds want to help cook, clean, drive the car. We think it's cute that they yet have developed the ability to realize that they're not capable of doing those things. But in reality, that behavior is telling us that this child wants to help, that this child wants to be part of the group, and that this child believes that if I try and keep on trying, I will be successful. And the second half of that quality, that trait, is intrinsic motivation. Young children don't require any payment to help us. When we ask to help, they gleefully join in whatever we're doing. Now ask an 8 or a 9-year-old to help, and typically the first thing they want to know is, how will they be compensated? What's in it for them? The first part of that's genetics. That's who we are. That's our biology. We are intrinsically motivated. We enjoy the experience of success. We are reinforced by the activity and the pleasure the activity brings us. On the other hand, the second part of that's the effect of culture and society and learning. Children very quickly learn that if someone wants something from them, they have to offer something in return. I'll ask you to consider your children's instinctual optimism and intrinsic motivation. Whether your children are 2 or 8 or 15, how do you as a parent, a coach, even a mental health professional, how do you help children understand and identify and, even more importantly, utilize their instinctual optimism and their intrinsic motivation to master all of the educational and social and emotional and behavioral challenges that come before them? And in fact, I'll ask you to think about your instinctual optimism and your intrinsic motivation. This is Dr. Sam Goldstein for Common Sense Science.